gonna put this right here. There.
That could be what she means by me, having more videos about light-skinned women. Yeah, because they were on this platform harassing me. And see, I feel like y'all knew that, but you just kind of left that part out. Yeah, light-skinned tears. Yeah, that was her name. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say, back in the day, when I first started out here, I did see a lot of people who were kind of like detractors because they would constantly have this thing where I wasn't specifically saying that with light skinned tears, but light skinned tears associated with a lot of people who had this mentality. They had this mammy mentality. They had more of this light skinned mammy mentality. And some people talk about vaguely. Divested Zealot touched upon that. She was saying, hey, those people, they want to get some kind of breadcrumb of preference from dark-skinned black men who hate themselves, basically. And what they wanted was basically to kind of gatekeep that or whatever. And that they're not going to give it up or whatever. You would see some of those type of people there, which honestly, like I said about those type of people, they're pretty messed up individuals. And I would say it's not just them, it's a lot of other types of people who have that mentality. Like I said, there are people who say they align with Chrissy, like so-called light-skinned saviors, and other people, like, for example, like I was saying, like with Paris Milan and so forth, that basically will use the fact that they're not dark skinned, the fact that they're on the lighter end of the spectrum, in favor for colorist men. And they will do it under the nose of people like this by basically assuaging them and basically giving them like some kind of sense of, oh yes, you're right and stuff, and how you're going to basically fix the situation for them. But at the same time, what they're really trying to do is just get the heat off of their backs in what they do in their lives. You could tell this, like I said, with examples like Paris, where she would have issues with black men talking about white women, but she wouldn't say anything if a black man talked about her instead of a dark-skinned black woman in the presence of a dark-skinned woman. That's what I'm saying. Those type of people want to be chosen by colorist men who don't like themselves, self-hating men who don't like themselves, over dark-skinned black women. These type of people never really realize two things. One, that you're literally associating with people who want to be chosen over you, and would encourage you to go elsewhere for those reasons because it makes it easier on them. Especially if you're going to try and guilt trip people for colorism and try and get them to prefer them, they're going to want to, have that kind of narrative to basically smokescreen from what they do. Now, the other people who are, like I said, the light-skinned mammy, so to speak, or whatever, that she was talking about that harass her channel, were usually those low self-esteem individuals because I remember during that time, if you interacted with them while being divested, they really had a fit because they felt inferior for basically being preferred by a man who hates himself. So obviously a broken man. So, this whole situation to me was always annoying because you're always focused on people who are really messed up, and really at the core of it are sad people. They're people who don't value themselves. People who actually think they're less than. They don't think they're better. They think they're less than. But because you bought into it from self-hating dark-skinned men, that's why you thought it was something you needed to address. That's why you thought it was something important. When you should have realized this is just some sad individual entertaining a self-hating dark-skinned black man. And a type of person who thinks that dark skin is a bad thing, but yet feels that's all they're worthy of. By their own standards, they are the lowest of the low. So, to me, I'm just pointing that out. It was always annoying to me that you would focus on those people, because if you really paid attention to it, you'd already know these people don't even value themselves. So why are you valuing them? It's like you believe in the smokescreen of them trying to pretend they're better than you because you're dark skinned and they're lighter. Well, it's like if that was really the case, they would not say they are worthy of something that is less than, or that thinks they are less than, that basically hates what they are, hates what they have. They wouldn't say they're worthy of something that's broken. They wouldn't. So that was one part of it that annoys me with this platform, is that you just don't recognize things. You're not smart enough to understand certain things. Or at least look outside of yourself for a moment. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. And so, if anything, it was because she finally left me the fuck alone, and so I don't talk about her as much. And what
You did talk to her on Twitter, though. I was literally in the middle of a fight on Twitter like less than a year ago with Light Skin Tears and Chrissy. I sided with Chrissy in this regard because I don't like Light Skin Tears. But anyway, continue.
I saw over her on her channel, but it had nothing to do with like divestors, reading me so bad that I don't want to talk about. Like who do y'all think y'all are? What is going on? When have I ever allowed anyone in the last 8 years of doing commentary to stop me from talking about light skinned women and colorism? If I haven't allowed black men to silence me, what makes you think that you can? Yeah.
Because honestly, you know how it makes you look. And when your own audience is tired of you talking about the same thing, you do have to move on. That's more important than what black men are saying, because black women are a part of your platform. They're the ones who watch your channel. They're the ones who support your channel. Without black women, you wouldn't have 220,000 subscribers. So I'm just pointing that out.
And another thing they do, like, which this was part of the whole manipulation, and what I really wanted to like for y'all to understand in this video, like ways that they manipulate and gaslight is very similar to how black men of the manosphere do. They'll exaggerate about how much I give a damn about black men, right? Oh, you need a black.
Well, honestly, about that, it's like this. If you think that just because someone's not attracted to you and they don't like your phenotype or whatever as a dark-skinned black man or whatever, and it bothers you so that you think that he doesn't deserve a job, he doesn't deserve to provide for his family, he doesn't deserve to make a living because he doesn't find you attractive, then it must be really serious. I mean, it must be really serious how you feel about dark-skinned black men, that you care so much. I mean, like I said in the last video, I wouldn't understand this if Hispanic men or white men or Indian men said that they weren't attracted to black women. I wouldn't think any of them would need to lose their jobs, lose their livelihood, lose a way of providing for their families. Why? Just because they aren't attracted to you? Just because they don't like you? Just because they don't like your phenotype? Does this have anything to do with the job being done in their profession? Like, I can't even imagine if it would, how it could correlate their personal life and their personal preference having to do with that. Unless it was like porn or something. Like if you were in ebony porn or something, and that was, and you couldn't, get aroused or whatever, and that couldn't work for you or something. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure, it doesn't seem like it should matter, but it matters to you. And that's the thing. It's like I've said this before. Put myself in your shoes and I still don't understand it. I don't. Because it doesn't make any sense. Why do you care so much what a random man thinks about dark-skinned black women? I don't care what a random man thinks about brown-skinned black women. I don't care what a random man thinks about my brown skin or my hair or my height or my weight. I mean, it's just a random guy. You know what I mean? You guys have this weird idea that everyone must love you, everyone must like you. This is why you can't get along with the manosphere sometimes, it seems like. Um, because you're always like, oh, everyone must be into you for this or that or that. Me, I don't. This is why the manosphere doesn't bother me, because it's just like, if you don't like that, then fine, find someone else. I don't want what you have to offer either. Now what? Like, this is mutual at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get why you guys always are fixed on who likes what. If you're not dating them, it's none of your business. And you shouldn't really care, you know? But it's like you're fragile, in my opinion. So, yeah, of course, people are going to use that argument. It's not specifically from the manosphere, it's from the situation that we're talking about with Chef Wei and saying that people needed to get fired. He needed to get fired because he didn't like dark skinned black women. That seems really mentally unhinged, honestly. I mean, if I asked my mother, who identifies as dark skinned, about this, she would just think, some people are really snowflake like, that they are so fragile that they need everyone to like them and prefer them and all this stuff, and not everyone can, you know? You have to be somebody's type, not everybody's type. Anyway, continue a bit.
Man to tell you you're worth something. You want men who are conquered, and if you leave black men alone, you won't care about colorism, and they do that kind of stuff to trigger black women and shut them up. It's like
No. It's because a lot of the colorism is perpetuated by dark-skinned black men. And because of that, it does make sense. I don't personally consider it colorism. This is why I always say colorism doesn't exist. Because it's not colorism, because it's just self-hate. If you had dark skin and you don't like dark skin, you don't like dark skin on you, you don't like dark skin on others, then you've got a self-hate issue. It's not a colorism issue. If you place it in the right place, we wouldn't even be talking about this. You don't handle your business right, in my opinion. I always think that dark-skinned people, they don't handle their business right with these kind of issues. You don't put the dark-skinned black men who are self-hating in their place. You don't put them in the right place. You don't put them in their place. The right place to put them is self-hating, okay? Self-hating. They have some self-esteem issues. They have some image issues. They don't like themselves, okay? They are damaged goods. Don't see them as something that you need to have, but see them as something broken, something damaged. And anyone who wants that or values that is damaged themselves and has low value and has a low self-esteem. That's how you have to see it. But you have this weird, warped view of things that it bothers you and makes you not understand what the person is saying about themselves. Instead, you extrapolate it to yourself, because I feel like these type of people agreed with those self-hating dark-skinned black men. Otherwise, you wouldn't be offended by a dark-skinned black man saying that. I mean, I've seen dark-skinned black men say negative things about black women in general. Like, not even dark-skinned black women, just black women in general. And personally, to me, if a dark-skinned black man did that, I would extrapolate it back to him because I would understand. Is the kettle calling the pot black, right? And so if that's the case, then what does the kettle feel about the kettle? It means that that black man is suffering, okay? He's suffering the most, and you have to understand who he is and what he is. But you don't pay attention. You pay attention to your own hurt and your own pain and your own issues. You need to look past that and look at what the individual saying is saying about themselves. That's what you need to do, you know? So that's all I have to say on this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and have a great day. Bye, guys.